This is Tina Games with the Voter Information Committee, along with my colleague, Emily Milan. And now we are interviewing our next guest, Terry Russell, who's running for the Monomoy Regional School Committee. And Emily has the first question for you.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Terry. How about you just give us some background on why you're running for office?
Well, I've been very fortunate. I have, in my family, we've lived in Harwich for a little over 50 years, and both of our children went through the Harwich schools, and now I'm lucky to have two grandchildren that are in the school system. So I think that has kind of created in me an excitement about the ownership of the schools and where we're headed, as well as a great deal of passion for learning. So I think that kind of...
Excellent.
Yeah, that
Thank
sounds...
you.
So Terry, you've been, you're an incumbent, obviously. How long have you served?
I'm finishing up my, I think, fourth term. That would be 7 years. So it's been a highly exciting year for years for the school committee. We transitioned from Harwich High School 5 or 6 years ago, and we've been able to be involved in the original Harwich Building Needs Committee, which goes back about 12 years, that resulted in the plan for the present high school on Oak Street. Since then, I've been involved in the school committee's finance committee, as well as evaluation of the superintendent, as well as nominating committee. So it's been an exciting 7 years for myself, and I've enjoyed doing it.
Well, one of the questions we're asking, but with you being the incumbent, the experience and skills you bring to the office, you've obviously brought a lot over your 7 years, but is there anything that you feel experience or skill-wise that's really been helpful in your role?
Well, I said someone, it's really the experience that I brought to the Monomoy School Committee, hopefully is a result of what I've done for most of my adult life. For 40 years, I was a educator in the town of Barnstable, and for 30 of those years, I was an administrator, 25 of which I was a principal of a large middle school. So because of that, I've had hiring experience, curriculum development, evaluating of staff, and working budgets of a very large school. So I think those have served, at least personally, me well to come to try to listen carefully as to how does one take the next step to become good in a school system.
That's great. Emily, you've got the next question.
Yeah, so you've told us a little bit about what you've accomplished so far. What's next on the agenda? Where are you guys headed in the next few years?
Well, this is our 5th year, and there's really a combination, as I see it, of one of 8 school committee members with what I see as an excellent administrative team. First is to raise the academic notch 2 or 3 points in the direction of excellence. And that takes a community of teachers and a willingness for the kids, K through 12, to step up to the plate, because there's tremendous potential for our kids in this district. And I'd like to see that community of learners combined with the whole multicultural aspect of learning in a town like ours to just take that next step. And I'd like to think that as a member of the school committee, we'll be part of that growth.
And is there anything else you want to add? Again, I know you're the incumbent, there's nobody running against you, but is there anything you want to add just for the voters to know about you?
Well, first I'd like to thank them for supporting me in the last 7 years regarding being on this committee. And I'd urge all of the active members in the town, whether you have children in the school system or whether you're a senior retiree like myself, to get involved in the schools, whether it's the elementary village school, one in Chatham and here at Harwich Elementary, or the middle school, or the high school. Their staff as well as administration are looking for parents to come in and get involved in the schools. That is a key way to make certain that we're getting the best out of all of us. So I would invite you to attend our school committee meetings, but more importantly, get attached to one of those schools as a member of the school councils, willing to support and come up with some creative ideas to become better.
Wonderful. Terry, thank you very much
You're
for
welcome,
joining
Tina.
Emily and
Welcome,
me.
Emily.
And again, that's Terry Russell running for Monomoy School Committee. And Emily and I will be right back with our next guest. Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.